Hey, it's Jared with Ditch Auto, and today I wanted to talk about a bag, and I'm in my RV. Our family has been traveling for the last 46 days. We've been on the road all over California, Nevada, Idaho, Montana. Right now we're in Northwest Washington, almost about as northwest as you can get without going into Canada. And this bag has just been awesome for me. This is the Vision 15 from Think Tank Photo. And I wanted to talk about this bag because it has just been kind of my workhorse throughout this trip. I have other Think Tank bags with me. I brought gear with me, obviously, on this trip because we're going through a lot of national parks and state parks just with beautiful scenery, and I wanted to be able to have a good variety of camera equipment with me so that I could shoot photos, do some time lapses, and just have some fun with the gear and test things out and just remember this trip. So the Think Tank bag, though, the Vision 15, has been my go-to because I'm able to fit so much stuff in here. And really, I have kind of a problem, and that problem is carrying too much stuff with me. I feel like I need all of these things. Then, of course, when I leave some of them behind, I end up needing them. Hence the reason that I end up carrying a lot of stuff. And having a shoulder bag or like a messenger style bag that can carry a lot of stuff can be kind of hard. I've had a lot of the different bags from competitors. I don't want to mention them by name, but if you've watched any of my bag videos previously, you've seen some of the other bags that I've had, and they just don't quite carry enough when you're traveling and you need to have those extra things with you. When you're close to home or wherever you keep your stuff, it's easy to go back and grab something. But when you're on the road, when you're away from home, you want to make sure that you have all of your stuff with you. So let me talk a little bit about this bag, and I'm just going to show you some of what I have in it. So just to begin with, the bag is quite full. As you can see, it is pretty wide here in its stance. This is the 15-inch bag, which means it can hold up to a 15-inch laptop. I have my MacBook Pro in here, the 2018 edition, which is a little bit bigger than a 15-inch laptop, and it fits in here well. So let's walk around this bag first, and I'll kind of show you some of the features, and then we'll go inward on the bag. So the front of the bag here, it kind of has the flap that comes over and attaches down here. A little bit of an adjustable cinch here for when you have less things in the bag. Of course, in this instance, I kind of have it maxed out, but I can cinch it down a little bit to take out some of the slack. It has a pouch here on the side, which you can actually expand out and utilize to hold like a tripod or something like that. I don't have it extended out. I just have my Manfrotto Pixie in here, which is kind of a little go-to tripod that I use for like vlogging or setting up a camera or something for a time lapse. But you can expand this out quite a bit here and actually fit a lens. There's a lot that can fit in here. You could fit a water bottle. It expands out quite a bit, but like I said, I'm not utilizing that right now, so I just keep it closed and tight like it is. Now on the back of the bag here, you have a kind of a strap, so maybe you are setting this on top of your rolling suitcase. You can just slide the handles up in here and the bag will hold in nicely. It also has a pouch here on the back, which sometimes I'll put like my Kindle e-reader in here, some paperwork or something like that. I try not to put too much in here because then when you're carrying the bag, it's going to rub against you. And the bag feels pretty good as long as you don't have anything bumpy in this pouch. So I'll put maybe some paperwork or something or some business cards in that section. Rotating it around to this side, it doesn't have any additional storage on this side. Just, really well gusseted mounts for the strap, and the strap is really strong and it's very comfortable, a very thick padded comfortable strap to protect your shoulder, because if you're carrying this bag for a long period of time, especially loaded down like I have it, you need that comfort. You don't want it pulling on you, and this bag does a good job of really kind of taking care of that. Now this bag also allows you to mount a tripod underneath. It has these little attachments down here, and it comes with straps that go on there, and then you mount your tripod underneath. So if you have like a travel tripod or some form of a smaller tripod, you can just attach that to the bottom of the bag. Putting a tripod on the bottom of the bag doesn't make it a little bit challenging for the bag to stand up. Unless you really have your tripod set up right on there, the bag doesn't stand up so well. So I don't typically utilize the bag to put a tripod. I'll have a tripod in its own bag and I'll carry that separately. But if you want it to be all one kind of self-contained unit, tripod straps, it comes with them. You can utilize them. So let's open up the bag. Well, one of the other things is I love the handle on top of the bag. A lot of bags will have the handle like maybe off the back or somewhere that's just not a balanced way to carry your bag. Now this bag is loaded down quite a bit, and if I lift it up, it stays relatively balanced. And I like that for when I'm lifting the bag out of my vehicle. A lot of times when the bag is not balanced, it's like it just isn't as good of an experience carrying the bag. Or if you're carrying the bag by its handle alongside of you and it's not balanced, the bag's hitting you in the leg while you're walking. So I like the fact that this is a well-placed handle. So let's go ahead and open it up. On the top here, there actually is more room. There's a pouch up here, and I have some cables up there. This Velcro's right there, but you can use this to seal things off. So you can seal off your entire bag, which is a nice feature. And then of course, unzip this. Most of the time I have this unzipped, but when I'm traveling and I'm maybe putting the bag up in an overhead bin or something like that in an airplane, I will zip it closed just so if the bag tips or something like that, nothing kind of spills out like a cable or something that I have in my bag. So I have my MacBook Pro in here. In the same pouch, even though it's not really designed for that, I also have my iPad because I have an iPad case on it, so I'm not too worried about them rubbing up against each other. But there's enough room in this pouch here for a thicker 15-inch laptop. Think about your gaming style laptops that are a little bit thicker. They're going to fit in here. There's like plenty of room for the MacBook Pro. And I apologize for not having like alternate camera angles here. I am like filming in a travel trailer and just wanted to show and share about this bag, so I'm doing my best, and I'll put some photos in to kind of you know, help out with that process. A non-Think Tank product is this Peak Design pouch. I have some Think Tank pouches, but this Peak Design pouch, just for whatever reason, continues to go with me everywhere. I'm not going to go into that because it's not a Think Tank product, and I want to keep this fairly Think Tank specific. So inside here, I have some loose cables that I haven't put away yet, and inside the bag, there are slots for cameras and accessories, and you can actually fit like multiple lenses and camera bodies and stuff in here. There's really quite a bit of room. And so I have kind of a mixed bag of stuff in here right now because I've been doing content on some of the new Canon mirrorless equipment and then also still utilizing my Sony equipment. So I have a Canon EOS R in here with a lens on it and a mounting plate on the bottom. And this actually can fit long ways in here. That's a challenge with some of these bags. Some of these bags you have to turn the camera sideways and it doesn't always fit in there too well. And if you want the camera to really slide down in there, you have to expand out to fit the full width of the camera body. And that really kind of takes away from your overall space. So what I like about this bag is I can fit a camera kind of widthways in here. And so that utilizes less amount of space and leaves more space for other things like another camera body. I've got another camera body here, and this doesn't have a lens on it, but it easily could have a small lens on it. So I've got that in there. I also have another phone and a battery bank over on the far side. The battery bank I'm always utilizing to top off a camera or charge something else like a phone or a tablet. And then I have another lens over here on the far pocket. And all of these slots, except for the one that's on the very end, which I have kind of narrow for just the phone and that battery bank, I could actually fit camera bodies. I could fit, if I took this camera body and moved it over one slot, it's going to fit. And if I moved it over to the other slot, it's going to fit. And so there's a lot of room inside of this camera bag for camera bodies and lenses. The full depth here, you can easily fit a 70 to 200 as long as it's not on your camera. So I can have a camera body with a 24-70 on it. I can have a 70 to 200 over here, and I can have a prime lens or maybe your 16 to 35 or a speed light or something like that over here, and just totally have like a full kit ready to go and shoot. And then if I mounted the tripod underneath, it would be like the only photography bag that you needed. You have that slot for your laptop or an iPad or something like that, you're good to go. Now on the front here, we have a pouch that I keep a couple of pens in. So like I'll usually have the pen just kind of sitting there. This pouch, I also have some business cards in there from some people that I met at a networking event. And then the unzips here to another pouch that has all the stuff in it. And this pouch is a little messy right now, but it has a slot up here, and I can actually fit my iPad right here, and most of the time I would keep it in this slot, except for when I have a lot of camera gear in here. When I have a lot of camera gear in here, it kind of pushes out on the bag a little bit, just a little bit, but having a full iPad in here it's a lot of pressure on the iPad, and so I just prefer to put the iPad back here because the laptop slot is so huge that I can fit an iPad and my MacBook Pro there. But there's a full slot right here for your tablet. There's some larger slots right here that I've put SSD, like solid state hard drives and stuff in. I've got business cards here, pens. This big pouch here opens up and I've got a lot of room for stuff. For example, cables. This is usually where I keep my cables. I also keep my MacBook Pro charger and its cable down in here. So then when I zip this up, it holds everything really well. So even though there's a lot of stuff in there, and even when I add the MacBook Pro charger and stuff back in there, it zips up nicely and holds everything nice and tight. It's not all like distended and bumpy. It just holds everything really well in there. And even when you don't have a lot of stuff in there, some of those bags that have a lot of room in the pouches, when you don't have a lot of stuff in the pouch is just really kind of loose and floppy. And this is just really nice. And even if there isn't a lot of stuff in here, it holds really well. It doesn't just get caught everywhere. The bag just does a really good job, regardless of whether or not you have it fully loaded or you have a lighter load on it. A lot of times when I'm just going to a meeting or something like that and I don't need to carry a whole bunch of gear with me, I will just carry it with my laptop and an iPad. I'll take the cameras out, leave them behind. Maybe I'll just throw the charger for my laptop in one of the camera slots instead. And the bag is really nice whether or not you have it loaded down or you have a lighter load. Now they also have a 13-inch edition of this bag, which I do have as well. The 13-inch is great if you are just utilizing a smaller laptop, like a 13-inch laptop, or maybe you don't care about carrying a laptop and you're just carrying like an iPad or something like that. Of course, there's less amount of room for your camera bodies and whatnot, but the bag is essentially what you see here, just a little bit smaller. It's an absolutely fantastic bag. And when I'm not utilizing my 15-inch MacBook Pro, I downsize to that bag because it's just easier to carry. A lighter bag, a smaller bag is definitely going to be easier. But when I need to carry everything, including the kitchen sink, this is the bag that I go to every time, the 15-inch Vision 15 from Think Tank. It's an absolutely fantastic bag. I've got a link down in the description for you, so you can check out the bag. It takes you right to Think Tank's website, gives you more photos, all the specs and stuff like that. You can also see the 13-inch bag, and just let me know what you think down in the comment section. Are you one of those people that carries a ton of stuff in your bag, even though you might not necessarily need it all? If you're like me, let me know down in the comment section. If you're more of a minimalist, then I think the 13-inch bag will be better for you, and let me know that you're more of a minimalist down in the comment section. I definitely aspire to be more of a minimalist, but then when I need a cable or when I need a lens or some other sort of attachment, I don't have it with me, I get frustrated. So sometimes I end up with my big bag carrying lots of stuff. So let me know what you think down in the comment section below. What's your favorite type of bag, whether it's a messenger style or a backpack or more of a duffel style? Let me know. And if you like these videos about bags, definitely let me know too, because I have some other bags that I would love to talk about. I just don't want to inundate people with bag talk, but if you want it, I will bring it. So let me know down in the comment section. And thanks so much for watching this video. Click that subscribe button and we'll see you back in the next one. Thanks for watching Ditch Auto. Take care.